Welcome to Omnia Cloud. Today we are going to see about Python training. Now I'm going to share my screen. Python programming. Okay. About Python. Python is an efficient and effective language. Today most of the programmers use Python. So Python training is very much helpful for developing careers in software development and web applications. Python training will help you in programming language developed for text manipulation, which will be used for a wide range of tasks. Okay. Training will help you to provide dynamic web pages in development environment in a very powerful way. So training is very important in Python. Once you get trained, you move on to such career as web developer, software developer, Python developer. Once you learn Python, you just move on to next level. I mean, data engineer, so data scientist. Okay, so that kind of role you move on to from Python. What language is Python written in? Since most modern OS is nothing but operating system, are written in C, compilers or interpreters. For modern high-level languages are also written in C. Python is not an exception. Its most popular or traditional implementation is called C Python and is written in C. There are other implementations, IronPython, Python running on .NET. Okay, so basically Python language is derived from C and C++ and other languages because so many logics are available in C and C++. So compared to C and C++, Python is very easy way to calculate programs. We are making some calculations. We comparing some algorithms. Okay, we are going to calculate some critical calculations. Then we move on to development oriented. So that kind of thing we are using Python. So Python is uh, very easy language to learn and also to adopt new techniques and implement those techniques in development. Okay, so there are major six categories are available in Python applications: web development, machine learning and artificial intelligence, desktop GUIs, web scraping, data science and visualization, software development. So these six major departments are available in Python applications. In each department, there are so many job vacancies are available. So Python language is developed and implementing their applications in their major roles. Where is Python used? So today, most of the industries are using programming languages. Most of the industries are using programming techniques, then embedded projects. So Python is the easy language to adopt these things in their mechanisms. Okay, Python is a general purpose popular programming language and it is used in almost every technical field. The various areas of Python use are given below. So data science, desktop applications, console-based applications, mobile applications, software development, artificial intelligence, web applications, enterprise applications, machine learning and image processing applications. Okay, so most of the applications are related to create coding in Python. So here desktop applications, software development, web applications, we are using coding. Okay. In web applications, we are using designing, coding. Then we have to integrate some scripting languages. Okay. These things are included in web applications. Okay. Machine learning and image processing applications is uh, in this machine learning. We are using Python as a technique to implement new applications and we have to create new projects in machine learning and image processing applications. There is an example for image processing applications is Photoshop. Okay, that kind of software we are creating in Python coding. This is the official website for Python. So http docs.python.org. HTTP is nothing but hypertext transfer protocol. Okay. DOS is nothing but documents. Then python.org. Org is nothing but organization. This is the official website for Python. Suppose you have to download some new versions and install on your system, you have to operate it. Then suppose you want to search some documents related to Python, you move on to this link, and there are so many subheadings are available: tutorial, language reference, then Python C API, application programming interface, then installing Python modules. All those things you have to learn from this site. So next one is installing Python on Windows 12. Okay, so mostly some of the users using the operating system as Windows. So we prefer uh, Windows 10 or Windows 11. So the official website is www.python.org. Suppose I am going to download Python application in this link. I am using downloads link at the top of the page. Then I am going to select what kind of version I'm going to install. Suppose I am going to install 3.5.2, I am selecting this one. So before that, I am going to see what is my configuration in my system. So you have to check on your my computer or this PC, just right click on that this PC, then you have to check on properties. So the system configuration settings will come. So after you saw that one, you have to download and install this Python. Okay. So once you download and save this on your hard disk, after that you have to run this application on your system. So the installation procedures are, you can choose to check the install launcher for all users or not. Either way should be okay. Okay, so install now. This is the default path in Python. You have to check it out. Install launcher for all user. This is the recommended thing. So after that, you have to click that one, then install those things. Okay, so after you installed, there is a default editor on Python. The name is Idle Development Environment. Idle is an integrated development environment for Python, typically used on Windows. Okay, so Python was platform independent. You can use Python software on any OS, I mean any operating system. Okay, multi-window text editor with syntax highlighting, auto completion, smart indent, and other. Okay, Python shell with syntax highlighting, integrated debugger with stepping, persistent breakpoints, and call stack visibility. So all those features are available in this idle. Okay. Python is a high-level interpreted interactive and object-oriented scripting language. Okay, so C is a procedure-oriented language. C++, Java, and Python languages are object-oriented languages. Python was designed to be highly readable, which uses English keywords frequently, whereas other languages use punctuation and it has fewer syntactical constructions other than languages. Okay, so in Python, we are using some keywords, some English keywords. So compared to Java, suppose I am using ampersand for and operator and logical operator, we are using AND in Python logical operator. Okay. Python is interpreted. This means that it is processed at runtime by the interpreter and you do not need to compile your program before executing it. So this is similar to Perl and PHP. Compared to Perl and PHP language, Python is interpreted one. Python is interactive. This means that you can actually sit at a Python prompt and interact with the interpreter directly to write your programs. So Python is an interactive one. Python is object-oriented. This means that Python supports object-oriented style or techniques that encapsulates code within objects. We are using object-oriented programming languages. There are four main rules, main pillars: abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. These four pillars are available in any object-oriented programming languages. Okay. Python is beginner's language. Python is a great language for the beginner programmers and supports the development of a wide range of applications from simple text processing to www browsers to games. We are using Python language to create simple text processing, then browsers and also games. Okay, so we should know what is the history of Python. Python was developed by Guido van Rossum in the late 80s and early 90s at the National Research Institute for Mathematics and Computer Science in the Netherlands. Python is derived from many other languages, including ABC, Modular C, and C++, Algol 68, Smalltalk, and Unix Shell and other scripting languages. Python is copyrighted like Perl. Python source code is now available under the GNU General Public License. Okay, so copyrighted is nothing but you have to register your language. Then you have to open source this language to all. Python is now maintained by a core development team at the institute, although Guido van Rossum still holds a vital role in directing its progress. So we already saw some features. Here, there are some key points are available. Features of Python. So interactive, portable. Portable is nothing but you can use this Python in any platform. I mean, any operating system like Windows, Linux, Mac, structures, functions, classes, and modules. Okay, so it is easy to embed Python with C and C++. The user can write their own code in C or C++ and compile it as Python modules or functions that makes Python extensible. Okay, so there is the extension called .py. So .py we are using in Python programs. Suppose I am going to save the Python program, I am using .py as the file extension. So what are all the usual applications? Scripts including CGS scripts, GUI, scientific computing. Many existing libraries for all set of purposes. So in any languages, there are some libraries. In each library, there are some classes and functions. We are using that functions in our Python environment. Okay, some of the syntax rules are available. Every compound instruction ends with colon. So suppose I am going to write a condition, I am using this colon. There are no blocks of code, semicolon. Blocks are implicitly created by indentation. Python is very much sensible. We are using indentation in Python coding. Expressions, usual arithmetic operators, named logical operators, and or not. Okay, so there is a module called operators. We are using arithmetic operators, relational, logical, and assignment operators. Okay, so in Python, there are specially two operators or newly come as the identity operator and membership operator. Okay, assignment uses the equal sign, but they don't have to end with semicolon. Okay, compared to other languages, we are not using any semicolon in these Python statements. Commands start with hash as in shell scripting. Okay, I am going to comment a particular line. I am using this single line comment as hash. Variables are declared by assigning them a value and they are local to the block where they appear first. Okay, so compared to Java and Python, compiling and interpreting. Many languages require you to compile your program into a form that the machine understands. Suppose I am using Java, I am going to write some program in Java. So I am going to write some program in a notepad and save the file as hello.java. Once I save the file and I'm going to run the program in a command prompt, I'm using the syntax as Java C. Java C is nothing but Java compile, then file name, program file name dot Java. So this is the procedure for compiling the program in Java. So once compiled, suppose the program without any errors, suppose on the program have without any errors, so there is a class will be created. The class will be created in the folder called bin. So after the class is created, I am going to run the program as Java file name. So this is the procedure for running Java program. But in Python, I am directly interpreted into machine instructions. So I just write the programs in Notepad or any other editor. I'm going to save the file as .py. After that, I'm going to run the program output will execute. So this is the process for creating and compiling and interpreting the programs in Python. Okay, so I'm using idle development environment. I'm going to write the code as print welcome, print to ACATS. So I'm going to write this program as a statement in Python file. Okay, once I wrote the program, again I'm going to save the file name as 01hello.py. So here .py is the file extension. So 01hello.py file name. Then this is the user program to execute this one. So I'm going to add, I'm going to compare, I'm going to concatenate. So uh, this type of mentioning programs directly in Python prompt. I'm going to open Python prompt or idle. Then directly I'm going to write 3 plus 5. So the result is 8. Then 3 is greater than 5. So the result is false. So 3 plus 5 is 3 plus 5, I mean, comma 3 plus 5. So 3 plus 5 is 8. So this is the procedure to create, to add, to compare, to concatenate the Python program. Python shell prompt, user commands, statements, and the outputs. Okay. So in Python, there are some reserved keywords. We are using these reserved keywords in operators, in decision making, looping, loop control, and exception handling. There are some keywords contain lower letters only. We are using these keywords in these things. I mean, operators, decision, looping, loop control, and exception handling. So here, there are so many keywords are available, but all the keywords are shuffled. Okay. Suppose I am using operators, I am using and or not. Suppose I am using decision making, I am using if, else, elif. Then I am using looping for, while. Suppose I am using loop control, break, continue. Suppose I am using exception handling, try, except. So these type of keywords we are using in Python. Okay. So this is the basic things in Python. So you have to learn Python very efficiently, very strongly to improve your career, to create some applications, and you have to build your career in Python language or in Python environment. So this is the right time you can join. Okay. Thank you very much.